What changes when I soften my diaphragm instead of bracing against life? Welcome to the current, and welcome to my channel. Look at this cool feather I found on my walk the other day. Isn't it beautiful? That's my little show and tell. And the current is a place for us to slow down in this really busy world, tune into our bodies, and feel the energy and develop a deep trust with our ability to navigate these times while remaining in our humanity. So we're starting in the body, and the theme, the physiology connected to the energies today is the diaphragm, which of course affects our breathing. And many of us can be bracing in our diaphragm and feel stuck and constricted. And so we're going to soften it and just open that connection to the diaphragm and go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is just bring our hands on kind of the bra line around the ribs. And we're going to twist the whole fascia in one direction and move our head in the other direction. So I'm twisting my fascia to the left. I'm going to turn my head to the right, and then breathe in through the mouth and out. And just feel the warmth and the energy in your hands. With each exhalation, inviting the diaphragm to soften. Just breathe in through the nose. Feel your rib cage expand into your hands. 2, 3. Come back to center. Sway side to side. Just notice if you notice anything different in your body. And we'll do the other way. So bringing the hands up and twisting. Now I'm going to twist to the right, and my head goes to the left. And let's breathe in through the mouth and out. 2, 3. In through the nose. 2, 3. Beauty. Come back to center. Let's shake it out. All right. And now we're going to come and do a little torque with the fascia right up at where the ribs meet. And we're just going to, using our right hand, press the fingers in. And then we're going to twist the fingers so the thumb goes up. So in that direction. So press in, twist, and you can bend the knees, send your hips back, and just breathe in through your mouth and out. In, out. In, out. Maybe just move side to side. Maybe leaning back a little bit. And release. Bend your knees. Soften. And the last one we're going to do is, actually the second last one we'll do is in that same spot, we're going to spread our fingers away from each other and just track down your ribs. So my ribs are here, and I'm just going to be bringing my hands down in that direction. And then we're going to lift the chin up. So pull gently, breathe in and out. Move slightly if it feels good. One more breath. Awesome. And let's sway that out. You might feel a lot of movement. Releasing the fascia in that area, opening up more flow. And a great question to contemplate as we do the next exercise, and if you do these exercises again, is can I feel the difference between taking a breath and receiving a breath? Subtle, but maybe we'll get into it a little bit after we do this exercise. So we're going to receive a breath in. And we're going to come to, so if the bottom of my ribs are here, I'm going to walk up till about here. Kind of feels like the bottom. And then we're going to, you can lean forward if you need to get under the ribs. The fingers pointing up. And we're going to take a breath in. Receiving the breath right in. And exhale. And just feel the diaphragm drop into your fingertips. Receive the breath in. And exhale. And just notice one side might be more sensitive than the other. Just go gentle. Receive the breath in. And exhale. And you can stay right there, or maybe walk your fingers up a little bit higher. Inhale, receive the breath. And exhale. Allow the diaphragm to soften. Again, in. Exhale, soften. And release. Shake it out and sway side to side. So the theme of this gene key or gate that we're in the shadow is division, and just interesting reflection to think about, like when we feel we need to brace against the world because we do not feel safe or trusting, or we're in worry that we're not going to be provided for, that can show up in our physiology. And so bringing softness to the body and allowing it to feel safe. Release. Allow us to move into the higher levels of consciousness. In this case is the gift level of guidance, and the siddhi is virtue, the highest expression, which is really a leader that is seeing the whole and seeing everybody as one thing, not separate. And so the idea that listening being the foundational piece to leadership, and our ability to listen to ourselves and to our bodies and to receive guidance for ourselves. And then of course it's perfectly acceptable and fine to follow a leader, but listening to who we're following and and feeling into the resonance of that leader being virtuous or having some kind of an agenda or need for power. And this speaks to our our true interdependence and our interconnection with all things, and just tending to those areas where we're looking at another in an ill light, or speaking ill, or creating division in some kind of way. Whether that's a leader expressing the quality of consciousness of the shadow through their leadership and creating codependent followers in the name of developing a business, or whatever the case might be, to create that kind of division. And we're evolving as a species where we're able to bring more of these higher qualities of consciousness in. And I like the idea of being able to breathe and not have that tension inside of ourselves, and how the diaphragm, when it can be soft, invites in this breath. And another final contemplation question that I enjoy for today is, what changes when I soften my diaphragm instead of bracing against life? And maybe let's just bring our hands to the diaphragm, spending a couple of breaths together, contemplating that in the body. What changes when I soften my diaphragm? Instead of brace against life. And just receive the breath. Richard often has a sentence that I love, that he says, "I breathe, therefore I prosper." Prosperity simply by being. And that remembering is the journey. Sending you so much love. Feel free to share anything you'd like to in the comments. I always love reading them. And I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye.